This is 88.7 FM KAZi, the voice of Austin, 838, giving you a taste of music from our very special guest, one of our special guests this morning. She is a singer-songwriter based out of LA, from Indianapolis, and she's going to be gracing the stage tonight along with Chris Brown and Money Long at the Moody Center here in town. And I believe we got on the line. Good morning, Maeta. How you doing?
Morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for checking in with us. Appreciate having you on.
Of course.
All right, so tell me a little about yourself. Here's where I first discovered you or heard about you. I was actually driving in from out of town, and I was listening to Sirius XM, and I heard one of your songs, and I saw it, come up on the screen. I was like, wow, man, she's got a nice sound. And I heard we just played the track you did with Lucky Day, and Lucky Day's my boy. I love him. He's got a great sound. But I wanted to ask you. Let's start off with talking about what your influences are as far as music. What got you into wanting to write songs and put songs together?
So I've been singing since I was a little kid. I always just loved music. I remember I saw Leona Lewis do Bleeding Love, and I was like, that's what I want to do one day. I just want to be a singer like her. So that's what got me started. But growing up, I listened to a lot of R&B. I heard that in school. So Jasmine Sullivan. I loved Carrie Hilson. I listen to a lot of gospel music now. But my family played a lot of John Mayer, so in more like folky music. So I think a little mix of all that is what made me who I am today. But I just love soulful music, and I love doing runs and all that kind of stuff.
Now, I heard the Eagles were actually one of your. You heard the Eagles like when you were growing up, and that's like I'm a '70s. I'm the OG of this crew, so I've listened to a lot of older stuff. But what was it about their music, the Eagles and John Mayer, that helped to influence what you do?
I think my favorite thing about John Mayer, I love his songwriting. Like, he can make me cry in 10 seconds. Like, Stop This Train is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. And my dad, on road trips growing up, would just play him. So all I heard in the car was John Mayer and the Eagles, like you said, and stuff like that. But the songwriting is so amazing.
Yeah, he's bad boy. That's for sure. I give him props. He's a bad boy. So you're currently working with or have worked with Anderson .Paak and also and his band, the Free Nationals. Yeah. My boy Symply Courtney, by the way, dropped in. So say hello, Symply Courtney.
Hello.
Hey.
So, tell me a little bit about working with Anderson .Paak and Free Nationals.
So that song took a few months to do. I got in the studio with Lucky Day and Camper, the producer, and we did the song. The whole thing was bass, just me and bass, and then my A&R Omar thought that we needed more instrumentation, so he hit up the Free Nationals, and they honestly just produced the whole song out and sent it over. I still hadn't met them in person at the time, but I got in the studio and took the files they sent and kind of rearranged it to how I wanted, which was like the hardest thing I've ever done because I have never produced a song before, so I was like, what am I doing? But I figured it out, and it worked out, and then that song is like my most successful song to this day. So I'm very proud of it, but all the hard work was worth it, but it definitely stressed me the hell out.
So was the stress coming from not having the songwriter and producer in the studio with you at the time?
Yeah, like it was all kind of during COVID, so sessions were weird at one point, but we figured it out. But I love that song so much.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a vibe for real. I love it. And like I said, Lucky Day, I discovered him when he was, I think he linked up with Earth, Wind, and Fire and did a version of Can't Hide Love and some other stuff that he's done. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, that song with you two on there is definitely, that's a vibe for real. So also you worked with Kaytranada, who I really like as well. Really, really cool. Tell me about working with him.
Okay, so I've been working with Kaytranada since like 2020, 2021. He was one of the first people that really worked with me once I got signed. And I think I just like the way that my voice sounds on his type of beats. I like to do the runs and all the beautiful melodies and have all the reverb. And then he has such funky and like groovy beats underneath, so it sounds really good together. But we had a lot of songs left over, so we decided to just throw out a little summer project while I stall my fans because I'm working on my debut album, but it's not ready yet. So we threw this project out for the summer, and it's doing really well, and yeah.
So you're on the tour now with Chris Brown and Money Long. How's it going so far?
The tour's been amazing. It's my first arena tour, so I'm performing in arenas for the first time. I've never performed for this many people, but it's so fun. I thought I was going to be more nervous than I really am. I'm dealing with a lot of battles for the first time, like challenges that I've never dealt with before, so that's been kind of weird, but overall, it's amazing. Our bus broke down a few times, but we got a new bus yesterday. So things are looking up.
I had a question for you. So you talked about it's challenging in the arenas. And this is you're singing. What changes about your performing in an arena versus other like traditional venues that you've performed in?
Well, I've never had this big of a show. Like I have background dancers with me now and background singers. And I move a lot more. I used to be so scared on stage, and I would just stand behind the mic and be just shaking. So I've definitely grown a lot performance-wise, but I'm dealing with, like, sound issues in arenas for the first time. I mean, we have issues anywhere, but a step up from where I was before. So the sound has to be perfect. That's been a weird thing. Chris has holes all over his stage, too, because it moves so much. So the first few shows, my heel fell into one of the holes and I almost fell on stage. Like little things like that, but nothing's been too major.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine Chris's stage is probably pretty crazy because I've seen some of the stuff he's done, and I really think he's such a talented guy, and he loves Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson always went all out whenever he put on a show. It was crazy, and I imagine Chris is probably doing the same thing. And touring life. I'm sure touring life has its ups and downs for real, though. A lot of people think it's pretty glamorous. There's probably a lot to it that can be pretty tough to adapt to.
Yeah, like this. Sometimes I'm like, dang, this is not as fabulous as I thought it was when I was a kid, but I still love the music part of it, and that's why I do it. So you've got to just deal with all the little struggles, but I could be in Indiana working at a gas station, so I'm grateful.
That part.
I'm grateful for it.
Very cool, very cool. Now, where can we find you on the socials? Give us your social media.
Oh, okay, so my name is Maeta, guys. You spell it Maeta. If you want to find me on social media, it's Maeta's World. YouTube, everything is Maeta's World. And then if you just type in Maeta on Apple Music, Spotify, all that kind of stuff, you'll find me pretty easy because I'm the only person with that name.
Nice.
But yeah, just Maeta.
It's a beautiful thing. I know there's probably maybe about 6 or 7 Jabaris in the world, and I'm glad to be one of them. So I feel you.
Right.
I think you had said that you were working on a full project, and that's coming out. It isn't out yet, but it's going to be coming out fairly soon.
Yes, I'm working on my debut album. I'm so excited about it. Everybody thought my last project, When I Hear Your Name, was my debut album, but it is not. So my debut album is coming soon. We're in the works. I was just with Dream 2 nights ago working on it, so I have amazing people already helping out, but we'll see when it actually comes out because I don't know. We're still in the thick of it.
All right. Well, you're off to a great start, and I love your music and the songs I've heard so far. Fantastic. And I wish you the best of luck tonight. I know you're going to kill it. It's going to be a great show and continued success to you. And we would love to have you back on the morning grind when you get time. Just, hit us up, but we'll hit you up and we'll make it happen. All right?
Thank you so much for having me.
We're here to entertain, educate, and empower. The Morning Grind.